Cool. Sweet. This is game 1, guys. OneMan8 versus WTFCannon of round 3 of the Foam Cup, casted by Taipan and me. So this is gonna be fun.
And we've played Druid versus Shaman.
Hell yeah. We've been talking about this previously, and we've both kind of agreed that Shaman's a little bit weak, but there's been a huge showing in this tournament.
Well,
like,
yeah, that's true. I remember before the tournament started, Sean released like the stats of how many people, like the 32 players, how many decks people were using each deck, and I can't remember the results, but yeah, Shaman was somewhere in there. But the two of the strongest shamans I've seen is like a
yep, like a what? Sorry,
miracle shaman with Malagos.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, it's pretty ballsy though.
And one that Firebat made himself. That's got 2 Gnomish Inventors and Spellbreakers and that.
Hell yeah. Well, this looks like a pretty traditional shaman. Although we do see the Bloodlust, which is always fun, particularly if you're not expecting it, and then you just kind of randomly lose to a bunch of tokens. But yeah, I've talked about this, so I always feel good. I feel validated when things I talk about happen. Mighty Machine. I mean, is it? Oh god, tell me. Micro Machine rather. That's a card. That is a thing that I like, and it does the similar thing to Undertaker now, if not better actually. And particularly in Druid, when you've already got the shades kind of buffing constantly, you can imagine having like 2 shades and a micro machine. That's a lot of damage kind of stacking up. And particularly if you've already got your opponent on kind of the clock with the combo, I like that. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. And of course, we do see the Shaman get pretty heavily punished for playing his Feral Spirit so early. Taipan.
Pay attention,
Yeah.
class.
Now that I finished that rant, how do you feel about playing Feral Spirit so early? How do you feel about that?
Like
we're talking like.
Well, normally the combo for Shaman with the Feral Spirits is turn 3 Feral Spirits, so it's being efficient with the mana, and then playing Flame Tongue in between the 2 Feral Spirits on turn 4, because you still have the 2 mana to play the Flame Tongue totem.
Yeah, hell yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate he didn't get the Flame Tongue totem.
Yeah. We did see just there the Violet, while we were just talking, the Violet Teacher did go down. So I'm saying, based on the fact that we saw Violet Teacher, Micro Machine, and Cenarius, this may be kind of a buff Druid? Is that what we're going to call it? We could see an Onyxia. Oh, that could be great.
I can't see it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility of an Onyxia. It's like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a bit odd. Like, that was one of the first Hearthstone competitive games I saw was, oh geez, I don't think he even plays anymore, but he was playing the Cenarius Onyxia combo, when that was an actual combo.
Micro Machine is a little bit random because it's one of those weaker cards that nobody uses, and it's not even used in Deck Mage.
Well, I mean, that may change. I think it's pretty strong. I think we'll see whether it stands the test of time though. I mean, people said a similar thing about Haunted Creeper, and yet we've seen it in pretty much every aggro deck ever. So I don't know. It just depends. And
a little bit of a misplay here by Cannons. He should have put it on the left-hand side of the totem.
We have been talking about that, guys, but if you're not aware, your totems are always going to fall on a particular side of your minion. So you kind of want to play like you're going to put a say you have 4 totems out, you want to be putting like the Flame Tongue right in the middle of those, and that way you can just kind of shoot your totems for 2 damage each. Whereas if you play it on the other side, then particularly like a Haunted Creeper, you're now going to spawn 2 1/1s and you can't buff a totem. So yeah, it's a bit weird.
The general rule of thumb is always playing your strongest minions on the left-hand side of Shaman, like strongest on the left to the weakest.
Okay. Yeah, same sort of logic. Yeah. I guess that makes sense because you'd be looking to trade weaker stuff using Flame Tongue than you would like a Fire Elemental, for instance.
Yeah.
But,
and it's a little bit similar to when you play as Paladin as well, because the recruits always spawn on the right-hand side.
Yeah, yeah.
Just little things you have to think about and just remember.
Obviously, we're saying left hand side, but you're seeing right hand side. But you'd have to imagine this from yeah.
I can see. Yeah, that
Yeah,
could
they
get
pick up. They pick up. It's left and right.
I think it's definitely Dr. Boom here.
Oh yeah, it's boom time. And that's I mean, OneMan8's not gonna have a. He's gonna have an easy way to deal with it, but I bet you he'd want to see his own Dr. Boom, or at the very least, like an Ancient Allure. And is this like, oh okay, Burly Rockjaw, but I mean like, I personally don't play Zombie Chow in any of my decks, just for the reason that in this situation where you've had it out, you got it out early, great, but now you're the druid, you look at a combo, you had to be working out how much damage Zombie Chow's done. But in this case, like the shaman can just trade in at any point and get thoroughly out of combo range. So
he could go for the RNG roll and hope for a 4 damage bomb on the low theb.
Yes,
that would be the best case situation for the shaman. Generally, with Zombie Chow, you don't want to you want to have it within the first 2 or 3 turns, and you want to trade it away early.
Yeah.
Because the longer you hold on to it, the more it punishes you. So it's meant for actually trading into minions, not keeping it alive.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're playing this priest, sometimes you do want to keep the Chow alive and hold on to it until you can go into the Orphanite Priestess to do the 5 damage.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably one of the rare instances that I actually do play it. So I lie. I'm probably most likely going to see the Druid of the Claw come out, or I don't know. He's playing Belly. Hopefully he gets it down, but looks like things he did. Yeah, it's a bit of a magical, wonderful delay in spectator mode, just with how the plays go out. So he did manage to get the Belly Rockjaw down. A bit worried for him there. You can imagine if he innovated or innovate coin, do nothing is probably not the strongest play you want to see out of Druid.
I wonder if OneMan is running a single combo or double combo, or if he's just got one. Because sometimes I've seen some druids that'll only have 1 Force of Nature and 2 Savage Roars.
Yeah.
So they'll cut one and they can replace it with something else. Yeah.
I've personally come around to going the double Force of Nature rather than double Roar, just on the basis that Force of Nature is kind of a pretty decent card on its own, whereas the Savage Roar, your Force of Nature can bring you back, whereas Savage Roar is really only capable of either helping you win more or winning outright. Like whereas Force of Nature, yeah, it's a clunkier card, but you're ramped Druid or you've got Innovates or whatever it is, and often particularly against aggro, which is what you see on ladder a lot of. Yeah, the Force of Nature can do work, but that's just me. And as much as I pretend to be a professional Hearthstone player, I'm not. So that's why I got you around Taipan, because you're like 6-time legend or something ridiculous. Pay to win.
Yes, something like that.
Something like that. He says casually. Hi.
There's pros and cons for both sides.
Whoa, we do see the charge. He's going for the Juggernaut here.
I don't like that. I would have done it the other way around. I would have used the charge into the taunt and then used the burly into the fire element.
Well, maybe. I mean, I follow. You're not used to trog jogging as I am. That's a new word, by the way. When you play Trogzor and you're jogging.
And this is gonna buff the troll.
Yeah, I feel like I often do really value these. They're kind of you can think of it as kind of like an opposite Lotheb, but they're like Sylvanas. They don't do well, obviously as much impact, but they force your opponent to play in a less than normal way. They always have to be considerate, even if it's something minor like this, where he's going to hex anyway. Like he still had to take that 10-20 seconds to think about what's the correct order to do things in, and whether or not he can afford to take 7 damage, which he can't. So I think any card that's capable of taking up a bit of your opponent's time, particularly if you've only got 90 seconds, then I value them. I see where he's coming from there.
Yeah.
It's just me though.
It's a bit sad that the Druid drew into his shade now, like really, really late game.
Yeah, it doesn't. Although I mean, you can't.
Because you normally want to get him earlier on, so you can get him up to like a 5.5, 6.6 or something.
Yeah, well, you can't help how fast they grow. Shades grow up in their own time, man. They take the time. I'm gonna say that I really hope he doesn't use Savage Roar here. I feel like that's That's very feels pretty greedy. I don't know that we actually need to do that. He did have the Cenarius next turn. I mean, maybe he's just thinking that Cenarius is pretty much like the same thing, which in a way it is, but I mean, Lightning Storm here, yeah.
He could have waited a turn and gone a little bit safer to use his mind control tech.
That's true. That's true. That's the other play. It's like you're not in a rush as Druid. Like you can just do nothing.
There's that card you love so much.
I get it, but I don't know. It doesn't feel nourishing. It's not nourishing to me, Taifan. That's a pun that I just read the title of the card. Are we creative?
It's like on turn 10 you nourish and you have Dr. Boom in your hand, so you go nourish Dr. Boom for no reason.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
That's like next level skill right there.
Oh man. Okay, so we do see him go with the Cenarius and choose to trade in here. Again, this is super vulnerable to a Lightning Storm. But I mean, we haven't seen WTFCannons draw into it. So, and again, like we're talking about how the you know, Druid play wants to build the board for Cenarius. Like, Cannons has got Bloodlust, which if OneMan8 doesn't start picking out on, like, if say OneMan8 draws his Force of Nature and he realizes, you know what, I'm gonna get a bit greedy, and he doesn't kill the Shaman's board, he loses like to a lot of stuff. So, it's gonna be interesting.
And Cannons makes the same mistake again by putting the Azure Drake on the right hand side of the flame tongue.
Yeah, I think he's maybe just not super thinking about it at the moment. But and here we see all the cards. Swipe's awesome, but we do see a lot of these cards are kind of cards that he would like to see maybe say like 6 or 7 turns ago. But oh well. Pretty solid trades here.
I would have just gone face with the shade and ignored the flame tongue.
Oh man, Doomhammer's not gonna feel good. He really wishes he had a good way to kill that frog, other than face. So we've got like a 7-4, so the Shaman's on 19. Oh, it's ticking down. Particularly, oh wow, yeah. Ancient of War here, having seen both hexes. No Earth Shocks, but I mean, you've got an equally good Earth Shock target on the board as is. Not 100% on the Wrath. I don't think you're scared of Lightning Storm at this point.
No, I would have actually Wild Growth first to see what I draw, and then made a decision on what to do.
Oh wow, I would have used it for draw at the very least. Oh, we do see the Earth Shock come out pretty handily here, but still, I mean, the Shaman's pretty much forced to just smack the face. He's gonna taunt up here, but it's a bit cringy. So it's gonna take, right now, if we consider that Cannons can get Rockbiter and do 10. So Bloodlust Rockbiter, it's only gonna take a single, yeah, Bloodlust Rockbiter thing is 4 damage. So if OneMan8 leaves a token on board, then it's game. No, he's gonna be one off. He's gonna be one off. So hopefully he realizes that he can't afford to leave one thing on board. But we'll see how it plays out. Oh, that animation. And yeah, he has kind of clued in. But even then, I mean, Alec here Rockbiter definitely puts the Druid on a clock. Because if he goes face for the Alec here, for instance, then the Druid's going to be forced to trade in. And yeah, then we do see the Lightning Bolt, like about, again, 7 or 8 turns too late. So I can't see a good way for one Cannons to get out of this one.
I think using double Star Falls instead, you don't need to have 2 of them.
Yeah, he might be running Poison Seeds though. I'm not going to ruin it because we're playing in a caster tournament, so I can't tell the entire stream what decks I play. So, because Sean's watching mainly, but I play Starfall Poison Seeds in my deck, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Probably keep your deck list secret.
Yeah, it's top secret. You know, eyes only business. But we do see game 1 go to OneMan8 here, closing out with the Starfell. So is this the card that I can start referencing as, you know, that card you hate so much? Does that feel nourishing, Taipan? Hating on your indecision?
It doesn't bother me. I think it's an average card.
An average card. You sound like
There's some stuff a little bit better than that.
You sound like Trump mid arena draft. He's like, this is an acceptable card. Sounds like somebody's like parents abandoning them over goddamn Scarlet Crusader. So yeah, we do see OneMan8 take out game 1. It's gonna update the overlay, guys, and I might wait till we get in game. These guys are gearing to go. Cool.
Okay.
Sweet. So that was Cannons has lost the ability to use Shaman. Hopefully we'll get to see all of OneMan8's decks as long with all of Cannons decks. So I'm gonna be curious to see what the Warlock is, but I'm most interested in the Mage. I found that the Mage has been the biggest surprise for us casting these games. What do you think about it? How do you feel? Like, what's been the most surprising class for you to see, Type
Well, I've seen pretty much everything from really crazy decks up to the classic decks and everything in between, so it doesn't really surprise me anymore.
Seen too much. You've lived a hard life. So it looks like, judging by the way that we do have Siphon Soul and Farseer, it's probably going to be Handlock then. Well, it's definitely going to be Handlock. Although it could be Demon Lock. Who knows? Who knows? We have seen a lot of Demon Lock in this tournament, so we'll see how it plays out. But there we go. So we do see that OneMan8 is in fact playing the combo. We didn't see the Force of Nature last game, but it's pretty assumed it Druid. No Mountain Giants yet, although he could still tap into a Twilight Drake or something. Most likely though. Actually, yeah, Taipan. I don't see a lot of Farseer. Do you play Farseer on 3 or do you tap?
No, you tap. Because you want to keep drawing. It's interesting to see that Cannons has the Faceless Manipulator in his deck, and I wonder if he's got the newer 1/10 kill combo of Arcane Golem, Power of a Whelm.
We can only hope, Taipan. We can only hope.
9 mana for 16 damage.
So it is really Hellfire. Yeah, it's gonna have to be Farseer. Although that doesn't really contest board or feel good. I may have thought about keeping it. I don't know. You need to put something down. Otherwise, the Druid's just kind of rickety rat. We'll probably see him Wrath here, I'd imagine. Okay, choosing instead not to. That might have been a case to Wrath, but he might have been looking to save it for the other 3 mana things.
I always like to hold on to Wrath, and I don't understand when people decide to use the 1 mana draw a card when they can just hero power. Like, if you're really desperate for card draw, then do it. But if it's a choice between either Wrathing for 1 or hero power, you would choose hero power every time.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's people talk about these kind of 2 mana deal 3 damage cards as some of the best ones in the game. We did see previously the Dark Bomb for the Warlock, which obviously they can't receive another way to draw cards because that would break stuff. But yeah, the mages, their 2 mana or 3 damage thing also freezes, which kind of makes sense. But I mean, I honestly think that the Druid's one's the best. Like, it's kind of an underlooked thing that, yeah, it's 2 mana 3 damage, it only affects minions, whoop-de-doo, but to be able to optionally cycle, I mean, that's insane. You know,
and this is why you keep the Wrath, because now would have been the right time to do the one damage and draw 1 card instead of hero power.
I mean, hero power still kind of feels good. You do have the second. Oh, okay, you don't have the second keeper, but it still feels alright to save it. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about cards that can kind of randomly cycle, like Bloodmage Thalnos, the 2 mana 1/1 spell power cycling card, but it's not super impactful, I don't think. But people still craft it. They'll still craft 1600 dust over like a Rag or a Sylvanas just for the ability to cycle. So definitely one of the strong abilities that Druid has with so many options, and particularly the ability to cycle. But we do see him get the Shades out comparatively earlier than last game. I mean, considering he's got them out turn 7 versus turn 12, I'd say he's pretty happy. Although there may be a case for Cannons to Hellfire here. I would have liked Hellfire a little bit more. Maybe he's just waiting.
Hellfire on the next turn.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't really have anything else to do if he Hellfired.
Yeah, I'd say right now we're gonna see a Starfall. I think I'd prefer to see a Starfall over swipe or force of nature. But who knows? He may be valuing the Okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. But are we attacking in? Are we attacking in here, or are we?
No, you don't actually. You don't. That's the wrong play. You just keep it stealth, because you want to just keep building it.
Okay. Well, either way, most likely we'll see the Hellfire out, and we do see cannons finally draw into the giant. They get lonely giants sitting in a warlock's deck, waiting to come out.
I'm waiting to see a arcane golem or power overwhelming.
Mm.
If it runs a combo or not. Or if
It's
it's just to copy a legend minion from the opponent.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Rag or anything come out of this druid, so and even Dr. Boom doesn't feel super good to faceless compared to a Rag, or not that anyone's playing Ysera, but
Pay attention,
you might be happy with just the scenarios of the Lotheb even. Although I probably do Lotheb.
That's a combo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess big game hunter as well.
Yeah, sick. Okay. But again, so yeah, we see the zombie chart kind of come in hand late game, and this is where I do agree with it. Micro She's not the strongest play, but it can still do work. Like if the druid's focusing on, or if this warlock rather is focusing on building a bit of a board, and he's not, and he lets his micro machine go for a certain amount of time, then he's in trouble. If you're wondering why the handlock would be playing recombomulators, and particularly if you play it on a giant, it's because the giants are they're the only things that are their mana cost. So by recombobulating a giant, it's pretty much a heal. So it might have seemed a bit confusing, but it makes sense. Makes sense to me. And maybe even if you're looking to, yep.
It could have also been a clockwork giant because that's the new one from Goblins vs Gnomes.
Still same 8/8, different animation. Actually, no. The clockwork giant's a mech. That could be pretty big. Would you?
Oh yeah.
Would you? Okay. Would
There
you?
could be some kind of a crazy combo there.
Would you ever need? Is there a case in handlock where you'd need to recombobulate a full health giant to get it to be a mech? What does that play around?
The first thing I thought of off the top of my head was if the opponent plays Blingtron and you get Power Mace.
Okay. Yeah.
Buff the clockwork giant and also attack as a warlock with a weapon.
Yes. Yeah. I was watching Tides play for a little while, and I really feel like Blingtron handlock may be a thing soon. Just considering like how little people are used to warlocks having weapons, and then the inability really for warlocks to fit in a Harrison. But if you play Blingtron, and then Harrison, I feel that. That's just me. Though.
I want to know. I haven't tried it yet, but I want to know what the non-weapon classes say when they attack with a weapon. Like, what does the warlock say when he hits with a weapon? I've never heard it.
I saw it in a Reddit thread. I can't remember the exact thing, but it's definitely interesting. I think it's just a pretty generic stuff.
Yeah.
You shall suffer, or something to the effect of not nice. I don't think Gul'dan says many nice things about people. I think that'd be kind of good. That'd be kind of a change up. Like, instead of coming to game, you've got like this dude going, "I will crush you," and then like somebody going, "My magic will tear you apart." You'd have like, "God, you look great today," and "Man, I really hope you enjoy this game." Like that'd be a little bit of positivity. Would be nice, I think. Like a guaranteed compliment. So that way, when they they add you after the game and call you a scrub dude McNet decker, you'd at least get one compliment on that thing. And also, if you got an automatic compliment at the start of games, then that way when they're spamming emotes at you, you'd be like, "Oh, this Jen is so nice because she's just said how lovely your hair is or something," and then she keeps saying hello and well played, as if she's. I think you come off into a positive kind of vibe. That's just my 2 cents. So Blizzard, if you're one of the 4 people watching this stream, so I guess that'd just be Ben Brode. Hey Ben, take that on board. That's a freebie for you. We got plenty of other ideas here. Don't worry about that.
If I was Cannons, I would be scared of the combo. So I would siphon the scenarios here and just attack the taunt.
Hopefully you'll see that play, and then maybe even look to taunt up the boom.
If he gets Savage Roar, it's lethal.
I would have taunted. Yeah, I don't know what you're saving. Maybe you're saving the Sun Fury for the Moltons, but what are you saving Defender for?
Well, it still would have been lethal because the
Oh yeah.
would have just attacked the taunt, and it's still 22 damage.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. On the money. On the money.
Did the Druid draw a card because I think my game froze?
Yeah, drew a card.
Okay, yeah, I have to rejoin.
No dramas. He got the Wrath, so probably we're gonna see
Alright.
him Wrath the boom. I'd imagine, or he could trade in, but I think he's probably at the stage where he wants to hold on to his taunt to save the Zombie Chow and the Zombie Chow for the same reason. I'd imagine keeping with the theme of drawing cards, he might Ancient Allure, just particularly if he's planning to kill off the boom, or he could even Wrath Lothar. Feels like a pretty strong play. I don't know what spells you're super scared of. You've seen the Hellfire and you've seen the Siphon Souls, so maybe it's just a bit of drawing with
the normal build for a Hamlock is running 2 Shadow Flame.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So-
that would be why. All right, here we go, and now I was talking about maybe getting rid of the Sun Fury, but it looks like he chooses to use it here. Probably maybe looking to get the Defender of Argus on the 2 golems, multi-giants rather, when they come down. So we'll see how it plays out. We do, however, see the combo come in hand. So what's that?
This is actually pretty funny because when Zombie Chow attacks, it's going to heal the Warlock 5 health.
Yes.
So he can't use the Chow.
So he's two into that, and then he's got face plus a little dude into that. That's not lethal. 8. That's 15. That's
He's
close.
2 off.
Yeah, and wow, and actually with the Defender of Argus plus Molten Giant plus double. Okay, you can double Molten Giant, but you need to hit the Defender of Argus onto the dude, so you get to heal up for 5, and then you can play a Faceless to copy your other Molten Giant. So you get 2. You still get 2 taunted Mountain Giants, and you get to kill the Zombie Chow, and you get healed. I like that play, and then you can Jiraxis next turn. That's got to be the play. Hopefully you'll see
He
this
could
one.
double Molten and Jiraxis now, which is fine.
Yeah, but
I would definitely Jiraxis now and hit the Zombie Chow and heal yourself 2 health.
yeah, okay. Sorry, my mistake, guys. Before, there wasn't really a case to Defender of Argus because he had the taunt. So
No, I would have hit Zombie Chow and I would have put both Moltens next to each other so we could taunt both of them.
yes, bit strange that he chose to put it on the other side. But I mean, either way, you can trade in the Argus a little bit awkwardly. So this taunt's gonna kind of put cannons
the
on a
Warlock
clock.
wins. He has lethal.
Oh yeah, because he just attacks. Yeah, he can attack face. Sorry, I was thinking as if he was gonna go lower. But yeah, wow,
Yeah.
okay, big end.
Fury.
That was a swing. That's a swing and a half. And we do see Cannons, WTFCannons, take out game 2 against OneMan8's Druid. Gee whiz. Which makes sense. I mean, if the Druid had been able to, even if the Druid had been able to pick up the victory here, like, you'd know Cannons pretty much know his entire deck. So
I've got no idea what Cannons is doing. Is he BMing?
I may have.
Total, he's BMing so hard right now.
It seems like it. You may have just missed lethal. So it's not game yet because mind control can still taunt.
TC-130, mental dislocator.
No, that's
Yeah,
That's gotta
that
be
was
lethal.
totally wrong. Although on the other hand, like the famous saying is, if you miss lethal, it's not a misplay. It's just next level BM.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Maybe we'll try and get the final word on that one from Cannon, but it's pretty inevitable.
And the BM well played.
Yeah, well, you can't really call it BM. He may have just honestly missed it. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
But we do see that does mean game 2 goes to WTFCannon with what is seem like a pretty traditional handlock, and taking down OneMan8's Druid. So we'll get to see something a bit new coming out of OneMan8. Hopefully we'll get to see the Mage. I'd imagine you play the Mage into this. Or are you looking to play your Paladin? What do you think, Tap in?
Paladin works good against. Well, yeah, they both work well against Handlock. If it's Freeze Mage, then it'd be really strong against Handlock. Yeah, and also Paladin works because of Eldor Peacekeeper on the Giants.
Yeah.
And the quality of the
But,
board.
but like, talk me through it. If we see the Paladin, we can pretty much assume it's going to be a mage deck that's maybe weak to handlock. So we'll see how it works out. I'm thinking maybe he's going to play the mage, but who knows? It's, who really knows? So this is game 3, guys, of the Foam Cup. And yeah, we see the Paladin. Okay, you're correct. You're right. You're right. If we were still going off that, making you do the intro, then you wouldn't have to do the intro.
I will fight with honor.
Oh, this is a strange Paladin. This is not traditional Paladin.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I mean, Blessing of Wisdom, generally a card you don't see people kind of use ever, but it's something I've been thinking about screwing around with. Particularly with all this Wind Fury coming out. And there's at least been a 100% increase in Wind Fury, so that makes it better. And I mean, you know, people they're playing more silences, but their decks have been trimmed of card draw more because card quality's increased overall. So, oh, it's Hobgoblin, yes, oh, yes. Okay, sorry, I have no complaints about this deck anymore, people. I love Hobgoblin.
Does that buff the Silver Hand Recruit when you use power? Because it's summon a 1/1.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Oh, we're gonna find out. But either way. So, okay, we do see the Hobgoblin go down. Boo. I can't imagine the Blessing of Wisdom on the Ancient Watch is gonna do much good. But here it is. It's cycling for 1. Like particularly in a more aggressive deck or a deck where you're used to maybe using it to make sure your opponent doesn't attack, it can in some ways kind of act as a divine favor. So yeah, I don't think it's as bad as we think.
It's nice to see the Warlock has the Hellfire in his hand to remove to deal with like the Quartermaster play, but it's sad that he has both Shadow Flames. Like he really wanted a Giant or a Twilight Drake instead of those 2.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's a good idea to just Shadow Flame for 1/1s. Although the Paladin's getting a ton of card draw here. That's interesting. So I guess it does kind of make sense in the Paladin because guaranteed you have a 2-drop. No matter what, you have a 2-drop. And against slower decks, like talking about Warrior, talking about things like that, like that can sometimes kind of make sense. Or even if you're able to get it out on a kind of a Zooey deck, you're in effect healing yourself. So again, this is why I've been thinking about screwing around it, but I like it. I really like it. Probably here we're going to see the equality, maybe even. I'd imagine we're not going to see the True Silver card draw engine. No, what are they called? Are they True Silver recruits? No, the Silver Hand recruits. My mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see him trade in. Probably going to see the Annoyatron take out. Okay, choosing to leave it up. Man, that card, that's been 3 card draw. So, and then you look at the thing like you got Lay on Hands coming to hand. He may just get away with playing, seriously, just Lay on Hands and the Blessing of Wisdom, which is kind of better than playing Acolyte of Pain, somewhat. That strikes me as a little bit less vulnerable to silence, so who knows? Who knows? Because the Warlock's kind of struggling here. He's got the Siphon Soul, which is terrible, and Hellfire doesn't feel particularly great. And he's too low for Dr. Boom, and he can tap into a Twilight or a Mountain, but... Ugh.
And the event buffs the shielded mini bot. He should have life tapped here.
Yeah, I think that would have been the correct play. Either way, it looks like we're going to see Lothar come out, which is going to pretty much get rid of the... really anyway for a Warlock to remove 4 health minion. So it's guaranteed to see the shielded minibot last turn. Although there's the owl, so who knows? But instead choosing to play Dr. Boom, which is that lethal? So
he's 3 off lethal.
Oh
wait, no,
yeah.
Yeah, it is lethal. It's exact lethal.
He's got 11 on board. He's got 11 on board. And then he's gonna get 3 from the Stormwind, so that's 14. Yeah, it's lethal. I was thinking about it in terms of the Swords of Justice, but yeah. Whoa. Whoa, Taipan!
No, he can't attack. He has to play Stormwind first. He has to play the Stormwind first and then Blessing of Might.
Yes. Killer. Boom. So yeah, that's a quick game 3.
Properly.
Yeah.
Let's see if he knows count.
I think you're on a little bit of a delay there, Taipan, because we did see him win, but it's all good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to ruin that for
my
you. But yeah, nice spot on the lethal. I was seriously caught up looking at the Swords of Justice, so too easy. And that was quick. That was a quick game from one man there. In a less than traditional Paladin deck, catching the handlock pretty thoroughly off guard, I'd say. That's kind of the opposite of guard, I think.
Yeah, my game's froze, so I had to restart it.
Oh, that's no drama. It's we're still just waiting for the players to go on a game 4 here. So yeah, Cannons only really has his Paladin, so Paladin mirror match is go.
So is that 2-1 or 2-all?
It's 2-all. It's 2 secs. I'll update the overlay for everyone so they can see what's going on. Sweet. So yeah, OneMan8's still got 2 decks and Cannons only got 1 deck. So I'd call that kind of 1-1, I guess. Well, no, it's 2-1 to OneMan8, or I don't know.
Yeah, what Cannons has got 2 wins and one man just won his first one.
Yeah. Well, no. One man's only lost once, whereas Cannon's lost twice because he lost with Shaman and Warlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all good. Either way, we do see the Paladin matchup. If you're wondering what the secret is, guys, it is Avenge again. I don't think it's likely that we're going to see a Get Down in this deck, but who knows? Because no, that doesn't get buffed by Hobgoblin. Does Spellbender get buffed by Hobgoblin? Does it?
I know the Noble Sacrifice gets buffed.
It won't by Hobgoblin because it's a 2 health minion.
Oh,
Two
yeah,
attacking,
to
right?
attack me, yeah.
But Spellbender might, like if he gets hit with like Blessing of Wisdom or something, which we saw in the last game. So
Yeah, that's true.
so as the enemy Paladin player, are you saving a silence for? Are you saving a silence for the potential Blessing of Wisdom? Is it that scary a card for you?
No, well, you'd save a silence for either Blessing of Kings or Avenge.
I'd imagine just based on what we've seen out of OneMan8, usually he's running Blessing of Kings, but who knows? Pretty strong turn 4 here with the double Defender of Argus on both the mini bots. Kind of feels scary for the enemy Paladin, but it's soon. But pretty much all we're waiting on is the Hobgoblin engine to start up. I'd say then if he's playing Hobgoblin, he's playing a Noyatron, he's playing there's so many other 1 health, 1 attack Paladin minions. He's probably playing Nerubian then, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
It's more common in Zoo for like Undertaker and Void Walker.
And can't forget Warrior with they've got the Armor Smiths and the Warbots now. So we'll see.
That's
We'll
like
see.
pain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that does. We may, although I think OneMan8, just because of the Blessing of Wisdom, it makes me think he's not playing the Acolyte. But we'll see.
I would have actually killed the Pilot Shredder here.
Yeah, I do agree with that because it does at least 1 more damage to the Sludge Belcher at this point. Ooh, no, Quartermaster's 2 damage. Yeah, I'm really not used to playing around with Hobgoblin. I have it and I've got it. I played in a kind of weird warrior deck, but I'm not playing that seriously, so a bit different. Anyway, lucky we do see him get the Divine Shield off of the Argent Protector, so probably not going to drop the Hobgoblin. Maybe thinking about Blessing of Wisdom. I don't think you want a Blessing of Wisdom on the Piloted because it's just such a good silence target, but you could definitely chuck it down on the Sludge.
Oh yeah. I
Or
was thinking of using it on the Piloted Shredder when he attacks, like before he attacks.
yeah, that might have been the way to go. I just you don't really want to like you don't really want to stack your board up with silenceable targets because I mean you can imagine if he traded it in and killed the playing around Avenge, he'd killed the Argent Protector first, then you would have had like potential to just get rid of nullify like several buffs. So I don't know if I super agree with this. Oh dear. Okay, it's interesting that we do see WTFCannons choose to attack in with the Sludge Belcher, but it is an ignorable buff. Like you can just think of it as a 1 mana or do nothing. Like he's only drawn 1 card off it, so the liability of playing it is kind of not outweighed yet, if you follow. You know what I mean? Like
when someone uses a blessing of wisdom on me, I just don't attack with that minion, so I don't get any card draw from it.
no, no, no. I mean, I guess, but if you're only really playing to get one card draw out of it, then in effect it's just a cycle. But it's kind of worse than that because it's taking up what is otherwise could have been a better card, so to speak. Because you basically spent 1 mana to get a different card if you play it on an enemy minion and they only attack once. So I don't know. Yeah. We do see him get the second advantage come into hand. Oh man, he hasn't had the greatest luck getting the Hobgoblin targets, and I'm not 100% whether I agree with playing the Hobgoblin in such a control-y deck. It doesn't seem to be working out in the way that he imagined it would be. Because I could definitely understand that you want Hobgoblin to kind of carry you through the early game, but in this case, it's just being a dead card in his hand, and it's not even like Rag or BGH. It's a Hobgoblin, so
a more common card in Paladin for 3 mana is Harvest Golem.
Yeah, and that would be a superior card in this case.
It's a lot stronger than the Hobgoblins. It's kind of a little bit expensive for its cost, and you don't really get any value out of it.
It's a bit of a risky play. Oh, he doesn't have the Consecration, so that doesn't make it good. I thought he was going for something crazy like the Boombot into the Shredder to hope to kill the Trog. But no, instead we choose it. Yep.
He sort of did it in the wrong order because he should have equality'd and then attacked with the Boombot into the 7-1 to Dr. Boom.
Yeah, yeah. Either way, it worked out for him, but I imagine we're probably going to see Rag, but that doesn't feel right. Because all it's going to take is a single knife. Oh no, okay, no, he gets the Dr. Boom, but even then, that's a bit of a waste of 7 damage, so...
He could get 2 knives to hit face.
Yeah, yeah. We do see that WTFCannons is playing double Quartermaster, which same way Hobgoblin feels clunky. Maybe double Quartermaster's a little bit clunky, but either way, it's we see OneMan8's running pretty low, and without a taunt right now, or even with a taunt, there's a chance for him to lose. So yeah.
Or any way to heal.
Either way, he finally does get the Hobgoblin synergy. I kind of wish the Hobgoblin like said something stupid when it buffed your minions, but yeah. And there we go. We see that the Hobgoblin actually doesn't buff the little silver hands, and it doesn't buff the 1/1s either. So okay. Well, either way, it's game 4 is going to WTFCannon with his more traditional paladin taking down OneMan8's. What are we calling this type band? What would you call OneMan's paladin?
Normally you would just call it a mid-range paladin. Anything that's got sort of a mix of early and late game minions and spells, you just call it mid-range.
Yeah, alright. Bit of a kind of a weird buffy hobgoblin-y thingy.
Yeah. It's not a correct control or a correct aggro or.
Yeah, it's kind of something new. And we do see the players. This is going to be a best of 5, which is awesome. Nice and long one. And the players have gone on a game, so because it's their last decks, it's going to have to be WTFCannon's Paladin taking on OneMan8's Mage. So.
So this is game 5.
Yep, game 5. Winner of this goes through to the semis. Loser of this is nickety knocked out, and we will never hear from them again in the Foam Cup. But there are plenty of other tournaments, and we may see them at the fireside, so let's be nice.
It looks like OneMan8 is using a freeze mage.
Yeah, okay. I'd say yeah. Generally with both the ice block and the.
Oh, it's a mech mage.
Ooh, that's pretty. With double Mad Scientist and ice block, so that tells me he's got both mirror entities, and we may even see duplicate, I suppose, or Illuminator. Oh, I really like OneMan8's decks. Just if he gets to watch this later, OneMan8, your decks are fun. I like your decks.
And I feel so sad for the mage right now because he drew into ice block.
Yeah,
it's the worst feeling when you're playing as a mage and you draw into a secret.
Although, it does mean he gets a guaranteed mirror entity, which is definitely the secret you... See? Yeah, see, there you go. So we are going to see the duplicates and the mirror entity. Although that may be just all the secrets in the mage's deck, and he is crying, like you said. But judging by that play, it's not, because we get a counter spell. Okay.
He could coin True Silver or coin Pile Shredder. I don't agree with the 1/1 here.
Ooh.
If I was the mage, I would attack Snow Chugger into the Paladin's face so he can't attack with True Silver. That was a mistake. He should have hit face.
Well, what if he's thinking? What if the mage is thinking? WTFCannons. Well, now he does. But what if he was thinking like along the lines of like WTFCannons didn't know it was counterspell, so he would have played the True Silver this turn, and then he would have avoided playing the Sludge Belcher the next turn, and by the time he clicks on that it's not Mirror Entity, the mage has just got that nice tempo advantage that comes out of it, and he goes to play something like an Equality or a Consecrate, and boom goes the Dynamite. So.
Well, that's where all the mind games come in.
Yeah, it's bad enough with Duplicate. I feel like yeah. I feel like sometimes with Duplicate, it's like it's a real head kafoozy, because they're playing around it and you're playing into it, and then you're both like, yeah, it's like if spiders played Twister, it just gets mixed up at the end.
This looks so bad for the Paladin right now. Mage is so far ahead.
Well, I mean, if he's not able to get if the mage is flooding the board with 2 health minions, that doesn't feel like it's super ahead. Like, he's gonna take 1 Consecrate to pretty much turn it around, or a Doomsayer, or Nerubian. Although that wouldn't really ruin the 1-8's day, and it's a 3-drop. So
I'd play Sorcerer's Apprentice and Ice Block because it would be 2 mana.
Yeah, I definitely think that might be the way to go. It all depends what we get off the traders here. Oh, what?
Nice, and he gets the Black Mage Thalamus.
That's definitely an awesome 2-drop actually. You would be terrified of Consecrate at this point, or even Avenging Ground. Oh, yeah. Not that he needed the Thalnos of this case, but the Thalnos definitely helps. So this means
if one man had Counterspell there, this game would be completely different.
Oh yeah, and yeah, if you weren't paying attention, the how does it work again? It's the first thing.
It's the first thing that gets played, and the taunts count, even though it's a spell.
Yeah,
there's still once played, and there's still minions on the board.
I was trying to keep track of it, but I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense because he traded the other Snowcut Checker in a little while ago. And I mean, Mirror Image, that's like pretty much getting a free Mirror Image, I guess, but you can play it whenever. So he might even think about holding the second one just to play around another Consecrate. That's pretty good, kind of a clutch target dummy. Although that actually sounds terrible when I say it like that.
And the paladin was used on Witch to test for Mirror Entity here. That's why he didn't play Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
My shield for Argus.
He's so he's seen the counterspell. He's seen 1 counterspell. He's seen
1 duplicate.
no. He saw both. He's seen both duplicates so far.
No, because
it's one in
the
hand.
mage
Yeah.
got the second one in her hand.
My mistake. So he's seen 1 counterspell. He hasn't seen Mirror Entities. So yeah, it made sense. But obviously now he's probably thinking it's Ice Block. But once you've opened the crazy can of Secret Worms, like, it could be Spellbender for all he knows, or even Ice Barrier, or yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff it can be.
Could be Vaporize.
That's true. We might see him.
Vaporize, cool secret.
We might see him test for Vaporize here, although yeah, that's a pretty good target to test for Vaporize with.
It kind of has a similar effect to Freezing Trap. They both remove a minion.
Yeah, no, same sort of thing. I might have wanted to see him try and ping down the boom just in case he draws into a Flame Strike. Although I guess he can Flame Strike ping anyway. So
I think it's pretty much game over for the mage. I don't see any way for her to come back out of this.
Flame Strike ping, it's pretty good. Always feels good to do on a full board. And you do have the duplicate and the Ice Block. So in a lot of ways, you kind of, no matter if you get a minion down somehow, you're gonna get 2 of it. So I don't think it's over, but he's about to take a lot of damage to the base. He's about to get smacked around by those dudes. Maybe a bit of a misplay there.
As Froden said, he's about to get 360 slammed on.
Yes. If that's definitely what's been happening. 420 no scope, the full deal. Mom, get the camera. MLG called they want their plays back type of thing.
Where's that Kazan Mystic when you need it? To remove the ice block.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm the only one I see playing Kazan these days. So. I mean, this is me obviously getting in early, so that way I can be like, you know, I was playing Kazan
Oh
Mystic.
my god, if he gets a Deathwing out of this is gonna be so funny.
Can he play it? Yeah, he can play it. Oh.
Yeah, because it would have been 7 mana, and it would have cleared the board. And he had Duplicate as well, so he would have gotten double Deathwing.
Oh yes. That's what do you do if like you know the you've only really got would have got one further Deathwing because he can't play 2 Deathwings because one deletes the other. But I mean, imagine if you could, like that would create a situation where it's like, what do I do here? But yeah, now that the Paladin has kind of established that it's Ice Block.
He can buff his second Scrooge and Clanker.
Yes.
With the okay.
Now that's gonna super duper help here. Unless he needs Flame Strike. He needs Flame Strike and
Well played.
no, even Flame Strike's not there. Oh, Blizzard's a start, but yeah, that's gonna be game. So there's no way for the Mage to come back in this one. Maybe would have liked to see the Fireball face just for their successful BM, but we do see Game 5 go to WTFCannons with this pretty standard, oh so normal, oh so fun Paladin. So well done to WTFCannon and well done to OneMan8 playing some hella mad decks. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.